All right, so I want to go over the third module for you today. So consider this your introduction. The third module covers two of the chapters in the book, and by virtue of that, it covers a couple of important topics. Now, it goes over them very quickly. It's again an introductory course, so we're kind of just trying to put a lot of information that is kind of fundamental and basic for you to have as you kind of move forward. And of course, you will build on that as you go through the program. So the way to think about it is, okay, here's my starting point. How do I incorporate this as fundamental, basic, essential knowledge? And recognizing that I am going to learn more and build on top of it, not just from the program, but also from the experience that I have going forward. So it's kind of your responsibility to use it as a building block. So that being said, and I just wanted to go forward. So the two chapters focus on one, the helping interview and case management, sort of in one chapter. So we'll focus a little bit on that here. Some of the basic sort of interviewing skills, the basic helping interview skills. And again, these are more technically oriented to some extent, although they do require more than that of you. But they are to some extent technically oriented. But always remember that when you're using a technique, you're using it for a purpose, not just the technique, right? There's got to be some strategic thinking behind that. So I always want you to keep that in mind. And, when you get to interviewing class and counseling techniques and things of this nature, you'll learn more about, when I talk about strategy, really what that entails. So that's kind of an important way to think about it. The second one focuses a little bit on kind of systems, group systems, family systems, those kinds of things. We are social creatures. We live in groups. We don't live as an individual. We live as individuals as part of a group. And you can trace our own sort of psychology and human psychology, if you will, in looking at how we've always formed communities in groups, whether they be around exercise classes at the Y, church groups or religious affiliated groups, educational groups, groups around topics, political groups, right? We've always massed into some sort of collective in order to accomplish whatever it is we wanted to. And what happens inside of those, dynamic of how those groups work, is very important. So we begin to touch a little bit on that, which I think is an important topic. Now, your assignment for this week focuses on on a reflection that really focuses on two different areas. So one, you'll be watching the case of Delisa. So if you were to scroll down in the content section, you would see that it's listed as, and I'm just looking at it as we speak now, but it is listed as Chapter 05 Video Quiz, The Case of Delisa. Now, one of the things I want to let you know is that the quiz part of it you can do. It's ungraded. I don't use that as the grading part. But the content inside of this interview, in the video of the counselor and Delisa, is what the first half of your reflection worksheet is for this module. So what I've done is I've posted the reflection worksheet, if I can speak English, that'd be great, into the introduction. You'll see it right below where I post the video, which I haven't done yet because I'm not done. And that's the first half. And then the second half looks at a family and asks you some questions about that. I also put the transcript in there of the session. So the worksheet is really long, and that's okay. But just fill it out, use the transcript, as a source, so you don't have to keep going back and looking at the interview to answer the questions. I think that will make it easier. And then the case study is, again, pretty straightforward. and you just answer the questions after reading the sheet. Now, what I would recommend you do is take a look at that Reflection 3 sheet, and as you are doing the work, use it as a note-taking process, if you will, right? You can use it and think of, okay, how does this relate? How does this relate? How does this relate? What might I learn from it? Again, you want to take notes on everything that you do so that when you actually then do the worksheet to submit to me, you'll have been working on it through the entire process of the module. So that really is the goal. I hope you enjoy the module, and hopefully this explanation of what's required is helpful to you. And again, we'll kind of go from there. I'm doing the recording here on Monday, and I'll be posting this later today. So when you see it, again, refer to the worksheet and then follow through in the content section all the pieces on content that are here. There are actually quite a few of them. There are a couple of quizzes in here also, standard from the book. Complete those. You do not have to complete quiz 07. Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. Quiz 05 video quiz, the case of Delisa. You can complete the quiz. It is ungraded, it is not required. I will not be grading. It is really just for your, if you will, learning as you go through. Ungraded, so low stakes for you. If you have any questions, of course, you can reach out. Hopefully this is clear, and I will see you in class tomorrow evening. Anyway, have a good day, have a good rest of your day, and we shall talk soon.